How's it going, troops? I've got another Black Ops 2 class setup for you today. Those long-time subscribers might remember the Future Soldier setup back in Modern Warfare 3, and with Black Ops 2 being set even further into the future, I thought it'd be a good fit to create another Future Soldier loadout. The whole theme for this class is to base the setup on the most futuristic weapons and equipment, so obviously Black Ops 2 is a good candidate with most of the weapons and equipment being pretty conceptual and futuristic. So let's jump straight in and take a look at some weapons and attachment configurations for this Future Soldier loadout. Being set in 2025, there's plenty of weapons in game that would be a perfect fit for this loadout. My first choice was that M8A1 rifle with its pretty futuristic appearance, but then I thought, well, the M8A1 is the XM8 by H&K, and it's actually available in real life, and it's been made since 2003. So while it looks like an alien weapon in appearance, it doesn't really fit this loadout. Otherwise, we've got some conceptual weapons like the PDW-57 and that new Peacekeeper. The PDW is pretty much based on the P90, and that Peacekeeper looks pretty similar to a lot of modern day weapons. So after plenty of consideration and umming and ahhing, I decided to go with the SMR assault rifle, which is based on a real life rifle named the Tula Sarich 308. But unlike the M8A1 or XM8, it's not actually a weapon that's in production. This Sarich 308 is actually a prototype weapon. Otherwise, the real life photos of this weapon look like it fit perfectly into the Crysis 3 game, so the SMR is the weapon I've chosen for the Future Soldier loadout. My next dilemma was whether to convert the SMR into fully auto or leave it in semi-automatic, but then I thought a selector switch is nothing really futuristic, and we could argue that any future soldier is going to be a highly trained marksman who can deal with that semi-automatic fire mode. So to save some points, I've just gone with one attachment, and the most futuristic attachment out of the bunch has got to be that millimeter scanner. The target finder was another option, but I think the ability to see through walls is some kind of technology we haven't yet cracked. And in terms of in-game performance, the millimeter scanner plus the SMR works pretty well, with the SMR in that high damage, being a semi-automatic weapon which is going to allow you to get those wall bang kills pretty easily. I think we'll all agree that the most futuristic secondary weapon is that Cap 40 machine pistol. In real life, this is based on the TDI card, and it's been used in a couple of futuristic movies such as that original Judge Dredd. Once I'd completed this class setup, I had 1 point spare, so I've used that on the extended clip attachment just to boost that capacity of the Cap 40 up a little bit to make it more usable. Then to finish off this weapons and equipment section, I've spent 1 more point on the Black Hat PDA. We're starting to see more and more gadgets and electronic items in modern military, so it's quite feasible that this kind of hacking device will be available sometime in the future. That ability to hack enemy equipment is also going to be handy when it's combined with the engineer perk, which we'll talk about next. So talking about perks, let's move on and take a look at the perk setup for our Future Soldier. Just like that Crysis 3 game, some kind of stealth cloak is probably going to be available in the future. So to relate to this in game, we'll go with the Ghost perk for tier number 1. Ghost in Black Ops 2 isn't going to hide us from the naked eye, but it's at least going to keep us off the radar when moving around the map, although we're not using a suppressed weapon, so we're not going to have complete stealth abilities. I've doubled up on perk slot number 2 with the perk 2 Greed wildcard and gone for Toughness and Hardwired. My idea here is that the Future Soldier is going to be some kind of government created cyborg warrior. So with all kinds of robotics and programming, they're not only going to be pretty tough, they're also going to be hardwired. And for perk slot number 3, I've gone with the Engineer perk, not only to fit in with that Black Hat PDA, but also the ability to actually see these enemy pieces of equipment highlighted in red is some kind of like thermal or predator vision, which again fits into the kind of cyborg theme. So that's it for the main Future Soldier loadout. Let's move on and take a look at some futuristic score street rewards to finish off the setup. We all currently use microwaves to make ourselves some crappy meals, but Treyarch reckons the military will use microwave energy in battle in the form of the Guardian. Then we've also been given insight into the robotic warfare of the future from various movies. So for score streak number 2, we'll go with the AGR drone. Modern day militaries have already got drones like this in the form of EOD bots that disable IEDs, so it's only a matter of time that they're completely independent and armed with various firepower. Then continuing with the robotics theme, we'll go with the Swarm for score streak number 3. Again, we're already seeing radio-controlled helicopter drones, so it's only a matter of time until we see these self-driving, bird-like robots flying around in the sky. It's bad enough nowadays when a bird decides to crap on your shoulder, so it's obviously going to be even worse in the future when some kind of cyborg bird decides to kamikaze you and blow your face off. So have fun getting into Carry 2 and playing around with this Future Soldier loadout. Sometimes in these setups we make combinations of equipment and weapons that don't really match to form a good loadout in game, but this one's actually pretty good. The SMR is a really good rifle as standard, and that millimeter scanner only enhances its ability to take out enemies through walls. That fully automatic Cap 40 is always a reliable sidearm, and without the use of the flak jacket you're going to be vulnerable to bouncing betties and mines, so that combination of engineer and the black cat's going to save your life on many occasions. And while that hardwired perk isn't quite as useful as the others in game, that combination of toughness and ghost is part of my usual go-to perk setup. So if you'd have some fun with this loadout, or if you just enjoyed my video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up down below just to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. If you've just happened to stumble across my video and you like what you saw, you can always stick around for plenty more of these Black Ops 2 class setups. And if you check down in that description, there's a full link to the playlist in case you've missed any of the previous episodes. Don't forget to also click those links to Facebook and Twitter. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later.